What's up guys, macadii here. Now today I'm bringing you the final battle for our RU team. So hopefully you guys enjoy the battle as this is the final send off for this team. So looking at this guy's team, he has the mill tank, which is looking absolutely fabulous in that blue. An Alamola of his own, and most likely a Mega Banette there, which is going to be quite scary. Maybe Scarf Magneton, and then finally Quiver Dancing Lilligant, which Dealer should be able to muscle its way past. So in terms of lead, I think we're just going to go for the standard lead of Tartarus, just in case he decides to lead with either the mill tank or the Banette of his own. He does lead off with a Banette. I am a little bit scared of that Houndoom actually, so that may present a few issues, but I think we're going to risk it, and we're going to stay, or maybe we could stay in and sub. That could be an option, but I don't think we can take 2 hits. So we're going to risk it. We're going to go for a Will-O-Wisp here. But he does end up staying in, which is absolutely brilliant. We do end up having to trade burns though, which is a real shame, but there's not a huge amount that can be done about that. So we're just going to go for Shadow Sneak here. I know it's not ideal that Tartarus is burnt, but to be honest, I don't see him doing a huge amount to the team. And it would be really, really good to have got a burn off on the Banette, because it means if he goes for priority Destiny Bond and that sort of stuff, we can actually work around that, and that won't be too bad. So he does go out to the Houndoom this turn, and it does put us in a little bit of a predicament. Luckily, we do have the Hitmontop, which can scare this guy out, so I'm not too scared about staying in and just sacking off Spiritomb at this point, because I don't really have a safe switch for this guy. So we do go for the Shadow Sneak, as he does go for the Dark Pulse, which does a really, really decent chunk to us. At this point, I'm going to just go for the Sucker Punch, because we haven't revealed it yet, and that's going to do quite a bit more damage to him. I just want to get guaranteed damage off at the start, just in case he did decide to go for a nasty plot or anything like that. So from here we can go out. He has changed his moves up, so he's not Scarf, so we can go out into Bulky Set here, and I think a Volt Switch should be able to take him out from there. If it doesn't, we always have Hitmontop that we can go out into that should be able to take a hit pretty well. We are Life Orbed, so I'm pretty confident that we can take this. We will be able to take a hit. We can also take a Sucker Punch as well without too much problem, and we do outspeed everything else, so I'm not too worried about taking a little bit of damage on Bulky Set. There is a chance we can always heal back up with the Magneton's Volt Switch, and also from Wish with Alamola, so I'm not too scared about that. That wouldn't be too bad if we do end up taking a little bit of damage from there. But outside of that, I'm not too sure what this guy's going to switch in. Whatever he ends up switching in, we do have a answer to it, so that won't be too bad. He does end up going out into the mill tank, so we do a pretty decent chunk to that guy. So we can go out into, maybe Palindroma could be the option, but I don't really want to risk getting Toxic. Bigger Boat is probably a better one, to be honest, because I guess if he's Thick Fat though, that's the only issue. He might end up being Thick Fat, so that probably isn't the best bet. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go for go out into a Moongus here, and we can go for a Spore. If he does end up going out into the Lilligant, we have got a Sludge Bomb for that, and that won't be too bad. So we're going to go for a Spore here. I don't think this guy's going to be Sap Sipper. Most of the time they are either Thick Fat or Scrappy, so I'm not too scared about that. He hasn't got any real grass weakness as well, so there isn't any great reason to actually run Sap Sipper. So I'm pretty confident just to go for that. I'm not sure really what to expect. I guess this could be a special wall, and then Alamola could be his physical wall. Looking at that, it's probably the most likely option, to be honest, because he does go for the Heal Bell here, as we get a Spore off on this guy, which is absolutely brilliant. And we can just go for a sub here, just pop a cheeky sub. I'm not sure what he will end up going out into, but it is good. He unfortunately does unburn his Banette, which is a real pain, considering they ended up sacrificing Spiritomb for that. I didn't anticipate this guy having Heal Bell, because I know they only sometimes run it. Most of the time, they sort of run T-Wave instead, or Toxic. So it was a risk I did have to take, but that is a bit of a shame. But we will be able to work our way around this Banette without a huge amount of problems. So he does go into the Houndoom now, and we do set up the sub, and this is just exemplifying why Dealer is just so great. So we can go for a Sludge Bomb here without too much trouble. We always have a Beyblade to go out into as an alternative. He goes to the Hyper Voice, fair enough. I would disagree with that play personally, because I am now still behind a sub, and I don't have to worry about a huge amount now. I guess the only real safe switching he has now is either the Banette or the Magneton. He does go into the Lilligant now. We're just going to go for a Sludge Bomb. I know he's probably going to go for the Quiver Dance, but we have got priority for that. We've got Ice Shard, we've got Sucker Punch, so I'm really, really not scared of this guy at all. So we're going to go for the Sludge Bomb here, and that does a really, really decent chunk. Unfortunately, we don't snag the poison, but we can go for another Sludge Bomb, and that's going to... I don't know if that will KO after one more boost, but it is going to do quite a decent chunk. And this Lilligant is now down to a point where if he does switch out, it's very unlikely he is going to be able to set up again. He does try and go for another Quiver Dance, and unfortunately for him, if we do snag the poison here, we don't snag the poison, unfortunately. But anyway, we will be able to take this guy out from there, which is pretty good, because Lilligant can be quite a big threat. But to be honest, I think he set up at completely the wrong time, especially with considering we got Ice Shard on Glalie and everything like that. But this Banette is definitely going to give us problems. We do have Jolteon with the Shadow Ball, which will be able to handle him. He does go into the Alomomola now, which really confuses me, because a Giga Drain is going to do a huge, huge chunk to this guy. So I'm actually going to go for the sub here, just to see what he's going for. And he does end up forfeiting, unfortunately. So that does give us another win. I think we would have been able to muscle our way around here. I don't really understand why I decided to go for the Alomomola switch there. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the battle and you've enjoyed the team so far. And I look forward to seeing you at our next session, which is going to be a NU session where I'm building a team around... it's a team built around Mega Ordino. So hope to see you guys there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Macadii out.